What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're talking through all the unread books that I hauled in 2022. New year, and we're going to look over all the books that I hauled last year that I still haven't read. I'm also going to be doing a discussion on how I want my book buying to go in 2023, as well as reflecting on some comparisons between 2020, 2021 and 2022. This is going to be fun. I'm going to talk through the stacks first and then dive into a little bit of a discussion. I've basically ordered it by month, some double stacked with 2 months, some just the one. Let's talk through what they are. So in January I held 5 books, 3 of them are read and 2 are not. The 2 are The Court of Lions by Samaya Dowd, which is the second in the Mirage series, and Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho, which I believe was either a late Christmas present or early birthday present from Kara. In February I hauled 25 books, 1 of those is now unhauled, 6 are read, which leave 18. So those 18 are Son of the Storm by Sui Davis Okabawa, which was a present from Kara. Sorry, I haven't bullied you to read it yet. Let's read it this year. The Trader's Blade by Sebastian de Castell, which was a gift from Bookstore Reads. The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, which is also a gift from Kara. An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vedder. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. Legendborn by Tracy Dion, which was a gift from April. The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. Small Favours by Erin A. Craig. Well Played by Jen DeLuca, which was a gift from Mel. Autobiography, which was from April. The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capetta. Stiff by Mary Roach, which was a gift from Amy. The Way of the Argosy by Sebastian de Castell, which is a gift from Bookstore Reads. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, and Extraordinary by V.E. Schwab, which was a gift from Ash. In March, I hauled 8, 3 of which have been unhauled, 1 which is read, and 4 that are unread, which is The Lost World by Michael Crichton, Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan, Hidden and Broken by Marianne Curley. In April, I hauled another 25 things, 2 of which have been unhauled, 6 that are read, so there's 17 remaining. The Map Makers by Tamsin Merchant, Rainbow Grey Eye of the Storm by Laura Ellen Anderson, The Knife of Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men, all by Patrick Ness. Renegades by Marissa Meyer. A lot of these were from Steph's unhaul and April's unhaul. We Who Hunt the Hollow by Kate Murray. The Bromance Book Club, Undercover Bromance, and Crazy Stupid Bromance, all by Alyssa K. Adams. Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. Hedge Witch by Skye McKenna. The Slightly Alarming Tale of the Whispering Wars by Jacqueline Moriarty. And The Astonishing Chronicles of Oscar from Elsewhere, also by Jacqueline Moriarty. One to Watch by Kate Stamen London, and The No Show by Beth O'Leary. In May, I hauled 13 books, 3 of which have been unhauled, 5 that have been read, which leaves 5 remaining. Captor on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. The God of Small Things by Anruthi Roy. Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover by Ali Carter. A Storm of Sisters by Michelle Harrison. And Wicked Beauty by Katie Robert. In June, I hauled 2 books, none that have been unhauled, 1 that's been read, and the last one remaining is Full Metal Alchemist Volume 16, 17 and 18 by Hiroru Arakawa. In July I hauled 9, none of which have been unhauled, 2 that have been read with 7 remaining, and they are Galatea by Madeline Miller, Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer, this was a gift from Crystal when I was feeling unwell, Hunter x Hunter Volume 2 by Yoshihiro Tagashi, this is for Asher Shelves. A Sky Beyond the Storm by Saba Tahir. Then 2 gifts from Jacqueline, The Dragon Republic by Ara Kwong, and Light from Uncommon Stars by Raika Aoki. And finally, Lore Olympus Volume 2 by Rachel Smythe. In August, I hauled 22 things, none of them which have been unhauled, 3 that are read, so 19 unread. The first 11 are books 1 to 9 and 11 and 12 of the Otherworld series by K.A. Applegate. I'm not going to go through what they all are, but yeah. The Great Fox Illusion by Justin Edwards. The Gifts That Bind Us by Caroline O'Donoghue. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Quickly moving on to A Song of Race Moon by Rosanna A. Brown. Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. Son of Sin by Omar Sakar. An Exciting and Vivid Inner Life by Paul Dalla Rosa, and The Sanatorium by Sarah Pearce. In September I hauled 12 books, none that have been unhauled, 2 that have been read, so 10 are still unread. And they are Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, This Wicked Fate by Karen Bayron, Bitter by Akwaeke Emezi, Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston, The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton, as well as The League of Gentlewomen Witches, also by India Holton. Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert, Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro, and Babel by R.F. Kwong. In October, I hauled 11 books, 9 of which have been unhauled, 2 which have been read, with 9 remaining. Spy X Family Volume 1, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, The Treehouse Library by Anna James, The Demon's Bargain by Katie Robert, Arch Enemy by Frank Better, The Book of Eaters by Sun Yu Dean, This Much Is True by Miriam Margoyles, Emperor of the Eight Islands by Leon Hearn, as well as Lord of the Darkwood, also by Leon Hearn. November was a bad month as we went to a book fair and I got 23 books, 1 of which I have since unhauled, 4 which are read, which means 18 are unread, and they are Dragonhaven and The Dragon Keeper by Robin Hobb, Word of Honor by Michael Pryor, Bunny by Minoru Ward, Max Remy Super Spy, The Amazon Experiment by Deborah Abella, Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler, Wolf by Ryan Gordon, 3 copies of Mammoth by Chris Flynn, The Slow Regard for Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss, Untamed by Glennon Doyle, Penguin in House Volume 1 by Akio Idea, 12% Dread by Emily McGovern, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, Here Be Leviathans, 2 copies of this by Chris Flynn, and Going Under by Sonia Henry. And then for December I hauled 17, haven't unhauled any, I've read 5, so I have 12 remaining, which is Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert, A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, which was a gift from April, Ashra Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake, this was a gift from Ash, Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and this was a gift from Jacqueline, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw, Before Your Memory Fades, which is the 3rd in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones, this was also a gift from Jacqueline, The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake, A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon, All He Wants for Christmas Is a Fingerling by J.P. Sale, and this was a gift from Charlotte, Stoneblind by Natalie Haynes, and this was a gift from Mel, and Pandora's Jar by Natalie Haynes, also a gift from Charlotte. Alright, sorry for any angle changes, that was everything. Oh. So, I acquired 72 books. I have since unhauled 10, whether that be read or unread, and I've read 40. I have 122 books remaining, which I liked because it was 122 books for 2022, and at the beginning of 2022, I unhauled 122 books. So, it actually sort of works out on par. Regardless, this is overwhelming. This is intimidating, just going, holy shit. And I have 2021 and 2020 still recorded. So that is 72% of my haul are still unread. I do know that I've been working on getting my backlist from 2020 and 2021 down as well. So I'm okay, but I'm also not. I do know that my 2020, even though I hauled nearly the same amount, I hauled 171 books, it wasn't nearly as bad because I think I was more accruing my collection of things that I had read and really, really loved rather than just whatever took my fancy. So at the start of 2022, I had 104 read and 10 had been unhauled. So in 2022, I read 9 and I unhauled another 9, which means for my 2020 haul, 113 are read and 19 have been unhauled, so I have 39 books remaining on it. And I've now implemented my book haul revisited videos, so I will be reading at least 1 a month, which will equate to hopefully 12 by the end of the year. In 2021, I was much better with my buying, and I think that might have been due to lockdown. I just wasn't going out, I wasn't wanting to spend money on Amazon as much, and so I didn't. With that being said, at the beginning of 2022, I had 49 read and 3 unhauled. In 2022, I read 23 of those books and I unhauled 11. So in total, 72 have now been read and 14 have been unhauled. So I have 65 remaining. So that's a lot of books to keep me occupied. And I was thinking on it, and in my goals video, I said that I wanted to read 45 across the board, so it's like 15 from each. But then I realized by doing 15, for my 2020. I will then have 24 remaining, which is easily divisible by 12. 15 off of my 65 will have 50 remaining, which is just a nice round number, which I like. But with my 122, I'm gonna up it and make sure that I read 22 of my 2022 book haul by the end of 2023, so then I can have 100 books. And that's still a fuck ton of books, but it's more palatable to me, and I know what from these stack I'm diving into. So that's what I'm going with. So I'm upping my goal. Oh, and in the total of that becomes 52, which is one a week. So like the math works perfectly, and I'm so happy with that. So I know that it's going to be a push to be able to get through all of these things, but I believe in myself as long as I remain focused. I have the book haul revisits to help with my 2020. I'm still super excited for my 2021s, and I do have quite a few series continuations on there to help. So I'm just curious to see how 2023 goes. It is the 6th of January when I'm filming this, and I don't think this is going up until like, I don't even know. When are you going up? This isn't going up until the 24th of January, but I bought my first book today and it's a continuation of a series, which I didn't realize, so now I have to take that off my up to date. But that's fine. I'm excited, I'm ready. Let's tackle this beast. Do you have any that you think I should hit up? I'm sort of tempted to, once I finish the animals, just binge read wherever they are, the Everworld series, and just blast through them because they're tiny with big text. So it's doable. But also, do I want to do that to myself? I don't know. Also, I don't have book 10, which is fine. So that, reflecting on my book hauls, looking forward to my book hauls, I have decided that it needs to be 2 off my shelf for 1 to go on, and I would like to cap it at $1,000. So last year I had my book buying challenge, and that just, it worked in the ways that it made me acutely aware of my buying and how much each item cost, which is great because I still only just spent over $1,000, but the second I hit that $1,000 mark, I was like, oh fuck, I've spent a fuck ton of money on books, which is fine. Like, you do you, whatever makes you feel comfortable. For me though, I'm trying to save a house. I only work 4 days a week, so it's not really a luxury I can afford currently, considering how many books are on my shelves already. It's one of those things that I'm like, yeah, okay, you need to cut it out for yourself personally. I don't, if you want to go buy 400 books in a year and spend well over as much money as you want, go for it. I do not begrudge you, and if anything, I envy your ability to do it. But for me personally, I'm like, okay. So last year was the first year that I've actually tracked my purchases, how much I spent, and I did track if I read or don't read them. But this was the first year I actually tracked where they came from thoroughly and how much they cost me to do so. And it was the unhauls that were my downfalls. Most of this stack was either from a library sale or for someone's unhaul. Library sales were this mess. So I know where my downfalls are. I cannot go to a book fair and not pick up 1,000 bargains, but I don't need to. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean I need it. And so I'm wanting to reshift my mentality and try not a book buying ban, but do the 2 unread books off my shelves before I can add 1 that is unread. I really don't care if I buy books that I have read previously. That doesn't bother me. If I'm interested in something, I'm probably going to pick it up, but I want to be more conscious, and I want to make sure that my TBR is going down. Like, I've managed to unhaul 560 something books since August of 2020. That's crazy. That is a crazy amount of books to unhaul, but I have also purchased a fuck ton of books, so my TBR consistently stays at that 350 to 450 mark. And I just, let's get it down. And I feel like the best way to do that, monitor what's coming in and make sure that I have something in place so that I don't add too many to my TBR without reading off my shelves. So that's my book buying challenge for this year. It's just to do 2 off for 1 to go on, which I know a lot of people do, so they don't have to restrict themselves. And I'm hoping to cap it at 1,000 because that's a lot of money for me currently. Was there anything else I wanted to discuss? I cannot draw a parallel between the months that I've bought things and how that's all looking. Like in 2021, it was every other month, whereas for these, I had clusters and just consistently bought a lot. So I don't know. I can't see any correlations between the months and my spending. Acquisitions in December and February obviously are going to be higher because money for my birthday as well as actual book presents. So yeah, I think that's everything. I just wanted to like talk about this and be like, and I'm really excited to be able to work my way down and hopefully I really need to go over and highlight the actual series continuations that I have and maybe focus on some of those. I'm also not going to be mad at myself in 2023 if I do buy the next book in a series and promptly read it. I will be mad if I leave it for Where's Wicked Beauty? It's been on my TBR since May. And like one of my favorite authors. That's where I'm going to be sitting with myself, and if you could hold me accountable, that would be fantastic. I hope that in 2023 I have smaller hauls and or just more that reflect my shelves and my current interests. A lot of these I'm still so excited about, I just haven't prioritized them. So hopefully by the end of 2022 we'll be down to 100 remaining and hopefully can go further. Like, it would be lovely to be able to get these down. So yeah, I think that's everything. I am still so excited, and I think what upsets me the most about having this many books is the fact that I want to read so many of them. Like, that's why I grabbed them from the unhauls, because I was excited to get to them, and I just can't because I don't read that. Like, I read fucking fast, but I'm trying to juggle so many things, so it just happened that they fell by the wayside. But I also did read a fuck ton of 2021 hauls, so I'm not mad. It's just observations. But please hold me accountable to my 2 off for 1 in rule. That'd be ideal. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there is anything that you want to let me know. How are you feeling? Does this overwhelm you? Because I understand. How did your book buying go? Is there something that you have in place? Monitor your TBR. Do you give a shit, or do you just go hell for leather? Because like, that'd be awesome. But yeah, let me know anything about your book acquisitions or anything like that in the comments below. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you on my next video. Bye!